stepped on my mic by accident like a few days ago, so it screwed up pretty much, and I've had real trouble trying to put this mic, like I'm holding the mic to my mouth right now. I don't even have a headpiece. That's how ghetto it is. But no worries, I'm still doing commentaries. And as you can see, I'm getting my Stargate and then my Citadel. You have to get those at the same time if you want to do a proper CRDT build, and that's what I'm aiming for right now. And again, the Stargate is going to be coming up soon. Although I know the timing basically for Mutalisks. Basically, 9 Mutalisks are out or they are morphing when my 1 Courser reaches his base. So that's for 3-hatch Mutalisks, by the way. And so I'm getting pylons near my mineral lines, getting prepared to make cannons, and yeah, so I'm pretty much getting ready to make cannons, and I'm pretty safe from everything right now. There's nothing really that can kill me like really badly. I guess 3-hatch Hydras could break me, although I really highly doubt he's doing that, considering I've seen Zerglings and I've seen him having a sunken, and if you have a sunken, you're probably not going for Hydralisks, considering well, why would you need a sunken when you have Hydralisks? Like, Hydralisks are so much better than investing money in a sunken. And now, again, you gotta read this stuff. Like, when you're playing Starcraft, like, not even for PvZ, just any race overall, you gotta read what your opponent's doing, and you gotta get the game timing, like, proper. Like, I know Mutalisks are he has 3 hatcheries, so the earliest he could have Mutalisks is when my Courser reaches his base, and that'll give me enough time to make cannons, and like, I know he's not going Hydralisk because he got a sunken up, and like, it all works out, like, pretty much if you know the timing. And now I'm scouting, I see he has 2 evolution chambers, so the one thing that could probably mean is he's trying to set up for a late game, pretty much. Like, he wants to get early carapace and early melee weapons so he can set up for Ultraling later on. So now I know he's aiming for a late game, although now I also know he's probably going to go for a Zergling/Lurker combo, or a Zergling/Hydra combo, considering he's not going for Mutalisks. And like, again, I'm just repeating what I'm thinking in my head right now. Like I'm pretty much telling you guys what I think in my head, and that's the way you're supposed to think when you play Starcraft. Like, this video, it's more for showing you guys how to think, and less how to play. It's kind of hard to explain, but yeah. Now, as you can see, I'm scouting for the Hydralisk, and I see he has Overlord speed, so I also notice, like, he has Courser, so he's not, he has Scourges, so he's not really aiming to, he's just aiming to keep my Courser count down, and he's not really aiming to get any Mutalisks out to kill me, because, well, why would you do that when you have, like, he's invested enough in Scourges, might as well spend some money in Mutalisks to kill the Coursers, because they can actually do damage later on, but he's only investing in Scourges, so I know he's probably going for Hydralisks. Although, now if you also think about this, basically I'm thinking all this, and at a higher StarCraft level, basically if I think this, your opponent can anticipate that, like, he could anticipate that I'm thinking what I'm thinking, and then he'll probably just counter it by doing what I think he won't do. And honestly, me saying that and then saying it to myself in my head made me think about it, so it's really hard to understand, in other words. Basically what I mean is, you can, like, if you're, like, I'll give an example. By the way, he's trying to harass me with Mutalisks right now, so he basically did do what I thought he wouldn't do, considering he had Scourges. I'll give you an example. Basically, if someone has 3 hatcheries, and then he gets a really early Hydralisk den, and he goes for Hydralisks, and then I'm just like, oh shit, he's going for Hydralisk, so I'm gonna make 500 cannons, and then I basically get 500 cannons, although he anticipates that I'm going to get 500 cannons, so he basically only makes like 2 Hydralisks, and then I have invested so much money in cannons. That's pretty much anticipating what your opponent is going to think and react to. So hopefully with that example you guys kind of understand it. If not, then well, screw you, because I'm not going to bother trying to explain it, because it's too hard. It's not even that big of a deal. Well, it kind of is, but not really. Anyways, yeah, so he had like 3-4 Mutalisks. His thing, like his fake, like, I don't know what you call it, he tried to make me get fooled into thinking he won't do what he did, but like it failed, because I had my Archon out and I had my Dragoons and Coursers out, so his Mutalisks were like, they didn't do any damage. And like, I technically wasn't going to get cannons at my main until I actually saw those Mutalisks, and if he was any good, he would have gotten more Mutalisks, and that would have like screwed me over if he got enough, or if he really committed. And another thing in StarCraft, if you want to cheese someone, or if you want to like do something to end the game early on, you really got to commit to it. You can't just do it halfway. Personally, I don't like really committing to anything because that like it ruins your chances. Like if you want the game to come down to skill, then you don't want to really commit to anything. You just want to keep playing. Like right now, if I lose this army, like so well, actually that's gonna be pretty big. But like how the hell is this army gonna die? But like if I lose like 3 Templar, if I lose like all my Corsairs, it's not gonna be that big of a deal because like I'm not committing to anything right now basically. And I'm trying to take out this expansion right now, and while again another key thing I'm doing right here, I'm expanding while putting pressure. So like I can't stress how important enough that is. Like you can't just expand hoping your opponent won't see it. That is pretty newbie. And if you expand just hoping your opponent won't see it, then well I guess you could get away with your opponent not seeing it. Although like anyone that's like C- or higher in IC Cup is gonna definitely scout expansions, and they're gonna definitely see that like you got to be like you can't just rely purely on luck like that. You have to have like some skill. Like right now, as you can see, I'm expanding. What's he gonna do about it? Even if he sees it, he can possibly do. He can't really do anything about it because I'm pressuring him, and if he tries to attack that expansion with his units, I'll pretty much kill him. So like there's nothing he can really do about this expansion. Like he sees it. The best he can do is send like 3-4 Zerglings and try to kill it. Although now I have a few of my units there, so there's no way he can send anything to kill that. And this is how you expand. You don't expand thinking, oh, okay, let's expand, and he won't see it. And I have 2 observatories. And you know what? I've never done this in my life before, but I'm going to get both these upgrades. I don't recommend that in the game because the speed upgrade, sure, that's iffy. Like, sometimes I get it, very little, like once every 2 months, or once every, like, 200 games I get that. But since, not to sound cocky, but since I took out his expansion, now basically it's 3 of my bases versus 2 of his. And for a Zerg to be tied with Protoss, the Zerg needs to be ahead by 1 base. So considering I'm ahead of him by 1 base, I'm pretty sure I won this now. And again, not to sound cocky, but I'm pretty sure I did win. And so I'm gonna get observer speed and observer sight range. I never got what sight range was actually used for. Like, are you that lazy not to move your unit that extra little bit for the sight or something? Like, I don't know. That's probably the most useless upgrade in StarCraft. Actually, I'd like to see what you guys think about that.